Welcome back to Whisk, Wonder, and Wonder. Today we're going to be reviving these violas with some dollar plants that I rescued from Walmart. And we will also be replanting these overdue tomato plants. So let's get started. Later in this video, we revisit our trip to Tennessee and show you an easy and delicious way to cook while camping. Today is a gorgeous day to be out in the garden, porch, if you live in a duplex. Tomatoes love to be planted as deeply as possible. See those? Right through there? Those are just begging to be roots. This beautiful pot my mother-in-law loaned me. We're going to go ahead and get a tomato plant in there. A healthy white root system is always a good sign. These have completely filled their containers, so it's a perfect time to give them a little more space. Ideally, each tomato plant would get its own container, but gardening in a small space is all about working with what you've got. Fresh potting mix can be surprisingly dry, so watering in stages encourages the soil to settle evenly around the roots. It's a small step that helps the transplant ease into its new home. When I first looked at these violas, I thought they just needed a good trim. But once I dug in, I discovered many of the roots had already died back. I'm not exactly sure what happened. My best guess is that the neighborhood rabbits and chipmunks may have disturbed them a bit. But there wasn't much left underground. We did have a few healthy pieces though, so we tucked them back into the planter and gave them a second chance. To fill in the empty space, we added a few begonias. They're happy in similar conditions, so even if the violas don't recover, this planter will still have plenty of color through the summer. Gardening doesn't always go according to plan. Sometimes you celebrate new blooms, and sometimes you simply do your best to save what's left. Either way, there's always something to learn. Last thing we are going to do today is add these impatiens to our hanging nasturtiums. Now the nasturtiums are blooming yellow and orange. So this beautiful red color is just going to be amazing. So I think they're going to complement each other well, and super excited to see what it looks like. Fun fact, impatiens are also called touch-me-nots. The slightest touch can burst their seed pods, scattering seeds everywhere. Nature's clever this way. There you have it. Now that they've been successfully transplanted, the only thing we have left to do is give them an extra dose of plant food to help them settle in a little better. One of my favorite things about gardening is mixing textures. Rounded leaves, delicate petals, different colors. Such a wonderful experience. The porch is looking a little brighter. The tomatoes finally have room to grow, and I think that's enough gardening for one day. Let's rewind a few months and head back to one of my favorite campfire meals. Fun fact, foil packet cooking became especially popular with campers after aluminum foil became widely available in the mid-1900s. It's a simple idea that's been feeding families around campfires for generations. Making these little foil boats is one of my favorite campfire tricks. They create a tiny oven, trapping in steam while letting the fire do all the work. And it makes for a super easy cleanup. The kids ask for this campfire corn every single time we go camping. Corn is naturally full of water. Wrapping it tightly in foil traps that moisture, creating a gentle steam that keeps the kernels plump while they cook. A little butter, a little salt, and a little pepper. That's all you need. If you enjoyed spending a little time with us today, I'd be so grateful if you'd leave a like. It really does help this little corner of the internet find people who love baking, gardening, cozy adventures, and slowing down to appreciate the everyday. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe and become one of our wanderers. We've got so many adventures ahead, from fresh bread and home cooking to gardening, camping, simple DIY projects, and all the little moments in between. The best part of every adventure isn't the destination, it's gathering around the table at the end of it. Wherever life takes you this week, I hope you find a little beauty, a little comfort, and a little wonder. Until next time, Wanderers.